morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
What's up, Don?
How you doing, bud? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What is up?
Damn straight.
It is Wednesday.
Wednesday, late start day here in the Turner house.
Okay.
Got some.
Like as in school late start for
Yep.
whatever reason, or you just woke up late?
No. Sorry, I drank coffee. Coffee is not
Celsius.
Celsius. It just makes me thirsty for Celsius. Um, yeah, teacher PD day. So
Gotcha.
kids get to sleep in.
So no morning run. Day
No,
two. Day
it's
two. No,
cold.
no morning run.
It's
Yeah,
35 degrees out. I don't really
it's
feel like
a
being outside.
it's a weird time to try to start outdoor fitness regimens.
I mean, once you do the first day, it's fine. It's actually
Yeah.
not that bad. It feels really nice out. But Kristen is also away on business, so that gives me a little bit of space to chill at home in the mornings without feeling the without feeling bad about not getting out and doing something. So,
Gotcha.
do a little
This
painting.
this message from Mama Bear made me laugh because I just read the first part and I'm like, yeah, good for you. You ran this morning.
Turn on the
And then
heat.
I read the second one. You got me. You got me, girl. Thank you.
It talks about when COVID shutdown happened. Yeah, I don't particularly remember what I said, but I agree. Um, it's Thanksgiving. Dylan, thanks for on ramping us to today's page today. Talk about
Dylan's like, cut the chatter. I want to get into it
let's
4 minutes in.
go.
He has the book now, finally, after being like our one of our longest listeners. He finally got the book, so he's ready to go. And
Did
thank
you
you for that.
did you send him the book or did he?
No, 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 no. It's just I've been trying to like every couple of days remind people that like we're we're here because of a book, or like the theme is that we read this book and talk. It's not just two dudes talking in the morning.
Well, I mean, for the first 20 minutes, usually it is.
It really is. And so he reached out to me and was like, "This book, right?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's." And part of me was like, "Dude, how long have you been here?" And like, haven't like it's just funny to me. I think we do a decent job of at some point during the conversation, within the first 15 to 20 minutes, referencing that there's a book and there's a page and there's a reading.
Yeah.
So it just cracks me up to know that someone like Dylan still didn't have the book or know that the book existed.
Good morning, cards.
Yes. Good morning,
Eric,
everybody.
Dylan, Bukes, Dr. Feelgood, Dom.
What
Yeah,
is up?
today's a good day. You want to get into it? We can get right into it, Dylan. You can be armchair captain today, or Tesla chair captain for sure. Um, Talking about gratitude, given thanks in this month of November. Thanksgiving is upon us. Um,
What do you think? Like, how do you practice gratitude with your kids? Like, do you have any of that type of routine, or just stopping them and asking them what they're grateful for? Or do your kids just randomly, like, do your kids ever say that word really?
yeah, they do. One thing that I really enjoyed. Sorry, still stretching. One point that I think is good is like, yeah, you can tell kids to, like, for example, with mom here, she will take care of some of the, she'll take care of dinner when we get home. So that kind of that's off of our plate, which is nice. And it's not that I always tell them to say thank you. It's like I will say it, and it's more about like modeling what that is. It's not like you can't really
Mhm.
force gratitude. Like you can say like, hey, wouldn't it be nice if you said thanks for doing this? It's more like I think the good question here is how often do your kids hear you do that? Um, one thing I wrote down today is 'cause I didn't write anything down last year, but this year, one thing that I was really good at the beginning of the year as a teacher was showing a little bit of gratitude to my students. I was I started the year in a really great mindset. Still there, it's going very well, but I did make it a point a few times during the week to uh, vocalize that, you know, even though sometimes the profession can get a little heavy, is that ultimately I enjoy it. And I think it helps for students to see that their teacher enjoys doing what they're doing,
Yeah.
even just like being thankful that they're here in the room, that the weather's nice, that we get to make stuff, that kind of all that stuff. Um, if a student does something in class, like helps wash something, I will make and force the entire class, which is totally against what I was just saying. But I'll say, "Hey, everybody, say thank you to so and so for
Yeah.
pushing in chairs or washing the brushes," and we do that. And you know, at first it might sound cheesy, but it just makes it easier to say that because you know, saying thank you or being grateful for something, it's a practice. Uh, and then it just becomes part of the routine. In the house, one thing that me and Kristen have talked about before is expressing our gratitude for the little things, the day-to-day things,
Mhm.
whether it's laundry or food or starting the car in the morning. Um, there was a point earlier, I think we had this conversation last year at some point, where she was like, uh, she said that uh, she would appreciate if like we acknowledged as a family the things that she does, because she does do a lot of like the smaller things, like she'll initiate the laundry, she'll you know, she'll get she'll do the food shopping so I can cook, and she, without demanding it, she would just say, hey, it would be nice to be appreciated for that. So a practice that i I think I got better at is
Yeah.
like, as you're just saying, it's like, hey, thanks for doing my laundry. Thanks for folding it, even though I intend to do it.
Mhm.
And when I do my laundry, it's like I'll wash it and then it sits in a basket for 2 days or 3 days. And then eventually I get to it. But usually in between that, Kristen will go and fold the laundry. Uh, that's not, it's not that I just wait for her to do it, even though I'm sure it probably seems like it, but just a thanks, just a little bit of grease to help those things continue, that it's
Yeah.
acknowledged. I think that's important, and I'm glad she told me that, because I think that's one of those things that can build up into a bigger issue of resentment over time.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we definitely could use a double dose of that in our household. There's definitely times where I've seen that happen, where we're both doing a lot of little things because there's always a lot of little things to do. And I don't think we do it enough as a family. So I do have a little trouble in my household with gratitude and thanks from my family and appreciation, seeing that they appreciate and are thankful for the stuff that I do. So it is stuff that I've brought up. I think I bring it up in a wrong way. I do need to model it a little better. Um, I do it well at work. Um, so I just need to bring it home a little better. But um, there's plenty of reasons or excuses on why that's not done. But one thing I was thinking about when you were talking is like I have a client right now who uh, she when I come into the house because she lives there now after the remodel's done, and she'll start going over the list, and she was doing this to me yesterday, and at one point she stopped and she's like, I really hope you know how grateful and thankful I am for everything that you've done. She's like, I know when you come in or in email and text, like I'm sending you all the notes and the complaints or the things that I see. But she's like, I really do love it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I trust me, you're one of my most grateful clients. And I feel that we've had this conversation before. I'm like, but feel free, when you find something that you're really happy with, just send me an email saying I'm really happy with this one thing. And she actually did do that the other day. Um, so it's a nice change of pace because normally my inbox is filled with, and it makes sense. Like the main reason she's contacting me is because she noticed something's wrong. Like that's what she's supposed to contact me for, so that she can get it fixed. And it's on the record that it needs to be fixed. And I told her that. I'm like, look, I'm not I don't by any means think that or any of my clients are like over complaining, whining people. Like it's just the nature of the business.
And those are the things that you want to bring home. Like just kind of
Yeah, because I feel like it can be a similar thing at home too. Like we tend to, you know, be more vocal about the things that are wrong or problematic, like us as parents, like the kids not cleaning up after themselves or doing their homework or, whatever it is versus, you know, shouting out, being grateful for the things that they do or thankful for the things that they do. Or like you said, like between you and Kristen, like it's a similar thing with me and Amy. Like we won't say thanks as much, or we don't say thanks as much for those little things. Like same thing. She handles all the shopping. Like I do most of the cooking. We don't cook very much. And then the laundry is a split task. The dishes are a split task. But like when one person does them, I don't think it's a thanks. It's more of a like, oh, are these dishes clean? Like it's not like a thanks for doing them or anything like that. Are these clean?
yeah.
Um, Kind of situation. Both sides. It's not one or the other.
Yeah. How about if we like reverse this a little bit? How well do you take or receive gratitude? For example, it's like somebody will say thanks, and I think my go-to response is no problem,
Mhm.
or uh, or you do that little self-depreciation where it's like that was nothing. Sometimes the modeling is how you receive it, not thanking for getting thanks, but it's like if somebody is going out on that limb showing you some gratitude, how do you receive that? Do you knock it off like it's just something you normally do, or do you respond in a different way?
Mm. I don't know. I think that you said the go-to is like no problem or don't
Yeah.
worry about it or something like that. It's there's it's one of those things that I don't I don't think there's like a good like if you get thanks, you get thanks, right? Like it depends on what it's for. Like when someone's thanking you for doing the dishes or someone's thanking me for, building them a home, like it's my job. Like it's something that needed to be done, so I did it. Um I was doing it because, it needed to be done, or I was doing it because I get paid to do it, or, I felt like it would make my wife's life easier if I just did the dishes, or because the sink was full and looking gross. So it's like the thanks isn't necessary, but it's in a way it kind of is, right? So like it's nice to know that the other person saw it. And I know that that goes a long way. Like you were talking about those little things, like when Kristen brought that up to you, and those little things of you just showing appreciation, like they they add up just as much as when you don't do it, they add up, right? Like when you don't do it, they add up to her being like, I don't feel appreciated. But when you do it, they add up to her feeling that way. And I don't think it warrants any response. It's just in her mind, she's getting one more notch in one direction or the other, that like she feels appreciated.
Yeah. And it just makes that task, I'm assuming, if I were to do laundry, I'm assuming it just makes that task, whatever you're being thanked for, a little bit easier because you know
Yeah.
that you're being acknowledged for it.
Because there's a lot of that stuff where it's like it's a thankless job, keeping the laundry and dishes and house in
Morning,
order.
Mom.
Good morning.
I'm thankful you're here.
I'm thankful I'm here too. Good morning, Dom.
Good morning.
Um, yeah, same thing with compliments. Like one thing that I think a lot of people do is when they get a compliment, do you automatically try to fire one back, or do you just say
Mm,
thanks for that? I think my
yeah.
default. I think my default is usually
Oh,
the
stop it. Like,
stop, or
yeah.
you try to find something. Like I see this a lot with women. Not judging here, but it's like if a woman is complimented on their shirt or something, it's like it gets in sometimes, not all the time. It gets into like this compliment battle,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
uh, which not a bad thing. You're just giving each other gratitude, which is fine. But sometimes it's like, oh, thanks, I appreciate that. That's okay. You can end it there. Um, I'm trying to think of how maybe I'll do that today with students since it's Thanksgiving. It's kind of like Halloween. You build up to Halloween, like we have Spirit Week,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like every day is crazy and it totally screws up the morning routine in every single household in America because you're rushing around to find whatever spirit thing you have.
Find that one Disney shirt or that one sports related shirt that for sports day and happens to be in the laundry, or
Yeah,
they don't like that one, or they grew out. Like mine's the typical is like Bentley grows out of it. It's like, I swear you had a Star Wars shirt. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a crop top now.
yeah. What if we were to do that? I mean, we got Thanksgiving break coming up, assuming everybody has something like that. What if we just have a week of thanks before that every day? A little bit of thanks. We're showing it a different way. Like, I don't know, showing thanks without saying it, or through an act of service.
I mean, we can run back the daily gratitude that we were, doing. We can run that back for the rest of the month. Um, pretty easily here on the show. I always love that. You guys know that I start my day with gratitude. This is the first thing. It's one of the first things that I do. Um, and I always loved it when we kind of came on here and everybody dropped their gratefulness, thankfulness, whatever you want to put in the chat, and we kind of read it and we're about it for a minute. In fact, I'll share mine today. My gratitude today was actually for this show, specifically all the people that come here and hang out and just make my mornings a little better. And I had this thought of, one of these weeks I'd have to look at my calendar of just committing to going, 6 7 days straight for a couple weeks, just to see if it makes a difference in my attitude, because I know it makes my
Sorry, if you
mornings.
if you did or you didn't.
If I did do 7 days straight, like if I
Oh,
opened up the show every morning and just, I mean, it's not a huge commitment for me to do it. it's just a matter of Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I kind of tend to stay up a little later and sleep in. So that's the only reason I don't open the show. But I've found that on those days when I'm home with my family, I don't know. I don't feel as energetic and as happy as some of the days that I'm here. And one key thing is like I don't have a morning routine anymore at home. Like I don't do my journaling. I don't do this show. Like I don't, start an early breakfast or something like that. Like I try to be out more on my family's schedule because they're awake later and they sleep in. But I'm not sure that that works for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I have thought about that before, specifically with you. Like, what it's like you get these days at work, and you've mentioned before a few times that like you're thankful for that time of quiet before work starts, and you have a perfect environment for it. Uh, but then like your reality is your family that
Yeah.
you don't always get to be there with the mornings at. So I could imagine that being a bit of a change for sure.
It's like a it's like a well, I don't know if it's catch 22 or what it is, but it's like a mixture of I feel that if I wake up and do my morning routine, then I'll be a better, more solid person through the rest of the day. But it takes away a little bit from my family because I'm waking up earlier, which means I'm going to bed earlier. Part of the routine spills over to when they wake up, so there's a lot of times where whether it's Friday, like Friday morning at school, right? So my morning routine takes me into the 7 o'clock hour, and we need to be, loading up and getting ready by that 7 o'clock hour. So there's a little bit where it gets cut short. And then there's definitely on Saturdays and Sundays when I have tried to do it, there's a bit where, I'll get interrupted and I can't finish it, being like a semi like completionist, like that kind of like wrecks your brain a little bit when you're in the middle of a workout. You had a plan, and then, your son comes in and wants breakfast or wants something, like I'm sure everybody as a parent knows that.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna echo what David is saying here. Um, a few weeks
mhm,
ago, we talked about the things that we hope our kids see us doing, whether it's your morning fitness or your journaling or your reading or just observing you doing this show in the morning. It's like, uh, I mean, I've totally been there when you're kind of you kind of have to surrender to the energy in the house.
yeah.
But the question I have for you, Dom, is, well, what if your kids wake up and in that commotion they see you doing this or your journaling or your garage workout, and maybe they ask you to do something or help, and maybe you say, yeah, I will help. Just give me a few minutes. I
Hmm.
just gotta finish my journaling or something like that. Or
Yep.
even at the point where they see you preoccupied, maybe you do a little reading, say, hey, here's what I wrote while you guys are running around like chickens with your heads cut off. Sharing what you were doing might help that kind of bring down the temperature a bit. Just a thought experiment and kind of see what happens.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go into it a little bit here. Been off the program for a while, so yeah, I've had little moments of that, inviting them in. I've done workouts with Bentley and Brooklyn. I've read with Brooklyn and asked her some of these daily dad questions. Like I definitely see the value in it. I don't know. I just need to get back in it is all. And part of me was like I said, this morning I was dropping gratitude and I had this thought that like one of the missing things is this show, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays mornings. And we've talked about it, you and I, like it's not easy. Like it's definitely a little bit more difficult. I don't have this great setup in my garage, and so sometimes it makes the communicating back and forth with the chat a little bit more difficult, and I like that the most about the show. So when I'm on my laptop and my computer, or my laptop or just my phone, it just doesn't feel as good as opposed to being here.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I
we'll
think
try it out.
that's a great point too. Is like a change of scenery. I've tried a few times, not in a while. It was more like maybe last year, where I would do this upstairs, like in our kitchen
Mm,
area. So
mhm.
like the kids would kind of walk down and see me doing this and having these discussions while they are still waking up or still in their pajamas or still trying to get breakfast. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that again, see what happens. Um, I always thought it would be a funny idea to get like a GoPro mount or something and like wear one of those chesties so we can conduct this while we are doing the morning routine just to share the chaos. It's not always perfect. It's usually very messy and people are angry and tired.
I could never do that because my son's almost never wearing pants. So
Well, Dom, we don't really know if you're always wearing pants here.
I can assure you that I am always wearing pants, people. I am not part of that generation. Like it was never a thing in my life. I mean, I when I was younger, I'm sure it was, but yeah. Um, okay. Well, keep me accountable, folks. Let's try this thing. Like I said, I'm gonna check my calendar and make sure we don't have a bunch of going on this weekend. I think it's a pretty chill weekend. Um, but I would love to, like I said, the show is not the problem. Other than like if I didn't do the show, I would have a little bit more time to work out. Um, but I think the show really is the alpha for me. Like this like waking up, starting up my brain, having these conversations. We definitely have a lot of good, solid ideas that translate from the pages into real life. And here at the office, and away from my kids, like I can't go and talk to them right now and be like, hey kids, good morning, let's share some gratitude. Like I'll do that in a text, but it just doesn't, the text doesn't hit as well as in person. Like, because in person, you're like, I'll just stand here and wait for your answer. On a text message, it's like, I go to work, I completely forget that my daughters don't even text me back. Uh, and then the communication goes nowhere else. So it is something where, like, I feel like there's a part of this show that's missing for me, and that is when the show closes down, the interaction with my kids based on what we talked about. And I hope that everyone else like finds that valuable. Like I hope everyone else is doing a little version of that. I know you are. Um, but yeah, if anyone else has any experiences, the chat's always open. My DMs are always open. Um, let us know how, you left the show and went and engaged with your kids. That would be great for us, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a great practice too. Is like we talk a good talk here. Are you walking the walk at home? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. I'm looking. You brought a good point here. I'm looking at my training stats here. Uh, I would say in the vast majority of 2025, this has definitely become my priority. Um, like my workouts in the morning have suffered a little bit because I want to also fit these in because even though the workouts are shorter, this is the, brain wake up and if I get both in a day, that's a great day. But then there's some days where it's like I just have to move and I'll
Yeah.
sacrifice one thing. So it's for me, most days is a choice of sacrifices. What am I going to put
What
more
you can fit
time into?
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what happened to me. Like earlier in the year, I would close the show and I would do a workout and go on a walk. But I've just had to lock in at work. And so now I close the show and I go back and forth working and sending out emails and going chat GPT and planning my day. And it's made me a lot better and efficient at work. I feel a lot more of the cloud of stuff that I haven't completed or stuff that I'm behind on. I feel like I'm catching up a lot more. But yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit where I need to get back in the eating and the workout phase. 1% improvement every day. I know. I know. And that was another thing that was I was more locked in on the 1% and the reading every day and the exercising just like a little bit. And I think I was starting to go a little too far into like a fitness routine where it wasn't just like before it was just like move your body a little bit and get something going, and there was no pressure and it was really mild. I think it
Yeah.
just started to get a little bit too much pressure for me. Um, so that's why I pulled away. That's when I normally pull away anyways.
Yeah. If I move
It's just
first, I feel like my talks go a lot better in the morning
yeah.
here. I like Dylan's Dom wearing pants accountability club.
That was Dr. Feelgood, but
Or
I am
sorry.
actually wearing pants. These are sweatpants, you guys. I don't know what the what the thing is. But coffee. Celsius first. Yeah, of course. Of course, man.
Good morning.
Celsius and
Morning
gratitude,
indeed.
coffee and gratitude. It's like a great routine.
All right. I gotta go. Gotta get stuff started. We'll see what the
Yes,
kids are
sir.
for today.
Sounds
Uh,
good. We'll see you tomorrow and for the next 7 days straight, guys. I'm just kidding.
no, I
I'll
think I
figure it
think
out.
I think taking the weekends off is good. I think it's good to recharge a bit for the Monday.
Oopsie. All right, you guys are flying too fast. Can't even click buttons. Thank you all. We will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great day, great Wednesday. And we will get back to it. And seriously, like let me know if any of this like rolls over into your life with your kids. It's always fun to hear some stuff. So maybe we have a little moment for that every morning where we ask if anyone did anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's great.
All right. Love you all. Thank you. Peace out, buddy.